Welcome into All Things LA Real Estate. My name is PK Knoll. I'm Ren Point on this channel. We're heading out to Glendale for your February real estate update. If you're not familiar with Glendale, incredible spot, very good place to own a home. They got good schools, low crime, zero homeless. Glendale is one of the few places like Beverly Hills that, man, they fight off the homeless. You will not see any encampments. You will not see them roaming the streets, which is great if you're trying to raise a family and do those things. Good commercial real estate. Glendale Galleria is incredible. The Americana, lots of great restaurants, shopping, bars, Target, Starbucks, everything you could want from that perspective. So great place to live. It sits, just up off that north side, kind of you progress off of like Silver Lake and Los Feliz Atwater on that kind of like, technically I think it would be the valley, but I consider the valley kind of everything more on that west side, but it sits right up there, off the southwest corner of Pasadena. But we're going to break down everything you need to know. We're going to get into the numbers. We're going to get into financing. Not the most exciting stuff, I know, but if you're somebody who's thinking about moving into the neighborhood, this is vital. You have to understand the numbers. You have to understand the structure of what's going on in the neighborhood. And we're going to break it all down. Current statistics, month over month, year over year, everything you need to know if you're getting out into the Glendale area, looking for a home, or if you're a homeowner and you want to see exactly what's happening in your neighborhood. All right, quickly, before we get into the specifics of the Glendale current market, I do want to just touch base on the interest rates. Obviously, that is one of the biggest factors affecting the real estate industry over the past, frankly, 3-4 years, right? Since the pandemic, certainly, right? So we just creeped back up over 7%. Unfortunately, we had some wins recently, but we just jumped back over 7%. The CPI number that just came out yesterday showed inflation a little higher than we wanted. Jerome Powell is adamant that they want to see that number inch closer to 2%. It's not bringing down many prices, not bringing down home prices, not bringing down egg prices, not bringing down anything. He made it pretty clear, Jerome, that in March 20th, when he comes out for the next one, do not anticipate any rate cuts at that time unless something drastically positive happens with the CPI numbers that came out yesterday. That is unlikely. Maybe we see it in May. I think May 1st is the time he comes out, 2 times from now when he comes out. It's doubtful. June is probably the best perspective. There's still the anticipation for the market that we do get the 3 price cuts. There were some people that assumed it might be 6. I think those people are backpedaling at this portion of time. When we start to get the price cuts, more buyers, get back into the market and can afford. They flood the market a little bit. Prices jump up a little bit. It entices sellers to get us the inventory we need, because that is our biggest issue. Glendale's no different there because we only have 34 homes available for sale. Now, there are some positive metrics as you break down the numbers at Glendale. Only 4 price drops. That's extremely low from a percentage perspective compared to other East Side neighborhoods. But 2023 was not a good year for inventory. You guys know that if you've been following along with the channel. We saw consistently in Glendale mid-40s as far as the amount of homes available for sale. So we're still sitting, about 10 to 12 homes short of that number. So we got to see that start to jump back to at least get us back to 2023, because we have to see some year-over-year increases in sales, because the real estate market's been hurting for a while and it's going to continue to hurt until we start to see that inventory bounce back up. Minimum price to get in the neighborhood right now, $799K. So not a lot of opportunities out in Glendale for under $1 million. Maximum right now, $3.299 million. Not getting a lot of action. Any neighborhood on the east side, $2.5 million plus, right? Because no one really can finance at 7% interest. So it's really just a cash buyer only market right now, which obviously is going to take off a lot of opportunities there. Average home sale right now, 1.643, 235. So that's the lowest we've seen in months out in Glendale. Normally that number is about 1.75. That's what we saw consistently throughout all of 2023. So we're going to keep our eye on that number. If I'm a homeowner, it's one of the metrics you can kind of look at to understand where your appreciation's kind of falling in. So you're probably not getting big gains here in January, February. Things got to start heating up a little bit. If I'm a home buyer, maybe that entices me to understand there might be some opportunities coming because, prices are kind of sticking around the lower end out in the Glendale area. The median right now is only 1.497. Another solid number under the averages normally. Days on market is 30. That's one of the best numbers you'll see on the east side. Normally when you get up to 60, that's when we start to see price drops. There's no risk of that right now in Glendale. So it's kind of in a limbo area, a lot of weird statistics, tough to kind of pull on right now. If we looked at February of 2023, 21 homes sold at a 99% clip, meaning on average 1% below list price. Tough to get back there, right? 21 sales, 34 available. We're going to jump at this, next month in the March real estate update. We do this every single month. The one thing I do want to note on the low days on market is, especially when you're working with an agent, have some awareness of relists. So what that means is if I put my home up for sale, whenever, and I have it sit for 3 months, so now we're 90 days in the market. When somebody sees that, they see that home's been sitting for 90 days, that's typically a red flag. They think something's wrong. There's an issue with this home. Why has no one bought it? So a little trick that some realtors will play is they will cancel the listing and then they will put up a new listing. So now this home gets spiked in all of those alerts for people that are searching, and it makes it look like it's a brand new home onto the market. So just kind of keep that perspective, keep that understanding that sometimes I'm not going to call it anything individually, but it affects things from a days on market perspective. But let's go ahead. If you're somebody in the market, it's very important to see exactly what's happening, and the best way to do that is see how last month shook out. So let's go see what January looked like in Glendale. We're going to finish things off with getting a strong perspective as far as how January shook out. Glendale is certainly one of the neighborhoods that's having the biggest hurt when it comes to the inventory issues. We're not getting a lot of new relistings in the market, and it's affecting sales drastically because we only had 19 sales in January. It did come in at 102% clip, which is nice, 2% on average above that list price. But if we look at just, a small scale of maybe the last 4 months, right? We had 19 in January. December was 25. November was 31. October was 36. So we are slowly falling down the hill as far as activity in the neighborhood. So not a great perspective. We got to see that number of inventory jump back up so we can get back going there. And some outlier numbers too as we kind of break things down, because the minimum sold last month was 1.005. That is the highest ever in Glendale for a minimum for a month. So we didn't have a single sale under $1 million, which isn't great for affordability. It isn't great for options, but there are a couple on the market right now. If that's kind of your price range, that's where you're looking. But then you look on the top end, right? The highest sale we had last month was 2.525. That is the lowest we've seen in a very long time as far as the maximum. You always want that ceiling kind of pushing up a little bit if you're somebody who lives in the neighborhood, or if you're looking at a place that's going to have, a better probability of appreciation. And a lot of that comes from people not having the affordability to take those 2.5 plus homes, as I kind of mentioned earlier in the video. So, on both ends of the spectrum, everything's kind of fallen right in that, 1 million to 2.5 range with all these homes. Our average is 1.568, 473. That's actually very consistent for Glendale. We like consistency in the average sale numbers because it gives us a good opportunity to have a strong metric to, understand appreciation. And it gives us a strong perspective, obviously, from a buyer's side as far as what it's going to take in a normal essence to get into the neighborhood. Our median price was 1.610. We always bring in the median because sometimes the average gets thrown off. So the median was very consistent with the average price. Days on market is 26. For homes that sell, that number is between 15 and 35 on most instances. The one thing I will kind of try and stress to you is if you're considering buying a home, get with an agent now. Whether it's me or somebody else, there's no negative side of things to getting with an agent too early, but there absolutely will kill you if you get too late, right? If your dream home comes available, the home that you can afford, and you see it on an open house, you go see it and the home's beautiful, and that is your home. That is the home you want. And then you got to talk to a lender, and then you got to find an agent, and then you go to make an offer, and it's sold. Get with an agent now. You're never going to make an offer on a home unless it's the right home for you. It costs you no money. It's a no-brainer. Now, obviously, things in the real estate industry might change in the forthcoming years, but as far as how things work right now, it costs you no money to get with a buyer's agent and get some professional help and extra eyes on the game. January 2023, 19 sales. So dead even with what we saw this year, 99% clip. Things were slow going into 2023, but I just can't stress this enough. We got to start seeing some year over year. I don't think we'll start to see those big increases year over year until the summer, but hopefully Jerome Powell surprises me and we get to see some rate cuts early. Thank you so much for watching the video. We do this every single month for almost every neighborhood on the east side. We're doing Pasadena, Silver Lake, Eagle Rock, Highland Park, Glendale, La Cañada, El Sereno, Cypress Park. The list goes on and on. So like and subscribe to the channel if you are so inclined. If you're somebody who's looking to purchase a home on the east side of Los Angeles or sell your home, I am happy to help out with you. Reach out to me. You can send me a direct message online, or all of my phone numbers are listed. Even if you're somebody who's hesitant with 7% interest rates, that puts us in the same boat. It always helps to start preparing for future opportunities because you don't want to miss the boat there. We will tread lightly. We will look for value, and we will get it done. I also do a ton of other videos. I get into the schools. I get into, the restaurants in the neighborhood. I get into the attractions in the neighborhood. I do some other fun videos like quick cribs. So once again, like and subscribe if you are so inclined. Have a great day. Be kind.
Yeah.